The African Democratic Congress ADC has sent a direct warning to the Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi not to leave the ADC if he fails to secure the ADC presidential ticket. Recall that the ADC has said they are going to conduct an open primary to determine who will emerge as their presidential candidate. But however, Mr. Peter Obi, while speaking through the Directorate of the Obedience Movement, Tanko Unisa, has warned the ADC that if they fail to zone the party ticket to the south, that Mr. Peter Obi will leave the ADC and contest the 2027 presidential election in a new political party. So the ADC has issued a statement that was signed by Comrade Aboyomi Bello of the ADC Youth Vanguard. The report read in quotes, "If reports of Obi's possible exit are true, it could be a wrong move. We doubt that Mr. Tanko actually has Peter Obi's mandate to say what he said. We believe that Peter Obi has built a strong image as a leader who stands for principle, youth empowerment, and putting the country first. If Mr. Peter Obi leaves the ADC coalition too soon, he may lose the trust of his supporters, weaken alliances, and disappoint young Nigerians who already feel frustrated by divided opposition. He should mentor young leaders, help shape the party's direction, and build something that will last. That's how true political legacies are created. Anything else could lead to political isolation." The statement further read that should Peter Obi leave the ADC, he would destroy his political career. From this statement, it is very obvious the interest ADC stands for. It is obvious that the ADC-led coalition is all about Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar worked in the background to ensure the success of this ADC, and he lured Mr. Peter Obi to join the ADC so that they can use the clout and the popularity of Mr. Peter Obi. The talk about the coalition has been going on for a very long time, but the very moment Mr. Peter Obi stepped his feet into that hall of that coalition, the coalition took a new turn. It has massive momentum. But one thing I like about Mr. Peter Obi is the fact that he understands the game they are playing. That's the reason why he is yet to fully register as an ADC member. And they understand that Mr. Peter Obi can leave anytime if the ADC fail to serve his interests. Of course, Mr. Peter Obi deserves the right to ask for the ADC to serve his interests. Because when you look at everyone in that hall, Mr. Peter Obi has the popularity, he has the clout, he has the reach to unseat any presidential candidate. There is no politician in that ADC that can beat Mr. Peter Obi's reach. So if they are creating a coalition, they should have Mr. Peter Obi at the back of their mind. They should give the presidential ticket to Mr. Peter Obi. But from the way they are going, it is very obvious that the ADC was created to serve the interests of Atiku Abubakar, the perennial loser. And Atiku Abubakar is going to be the end of the ADC, not Mr. Peter Obi. Atiku Abubakar perceived an opportunity prior to the 2015 presidential election to become the president when APC was formed. But unfortunately for him, the people behind the ADC has already agreed to give late President Muhammadu Buhari the presidential ticket because of his 12 million block vote that he secured in the 2011 presidential election. Having failed in the APC in 2015, he returned back to the PDP in 2017 and contested the PDP primaries. And of course he won, but he was defeated by President Muhammadu Buhari. In 2023, it was expected that the PDP will zone the party tickets to the south, especially the southeast. The southeast has been a region that has been very loyal to the PDP. One of the most prominent founding father of the PDP is Alex Ekwueme. It was expected that the PDP will respect the legacy that was done by the founding fathers of the PDP and the support that the people of the southeast has given the PDP over the years and zone the party tickets to the southeast. But Atiku Abubakar decided to snatch that opportunity from the Southeast people and contested that election. His decision to be on the ballot in 2023 was what led to the disintegration of the PDP. Having seen that the PDP has been disintegrated, Atiku Abubakar and other disgruntled politicians felt the need to form a coalition, and that was how ADC was formed. Now Atiku Abubakar has left the PDP to the ADC. Atiku leaving the PDP was greeted with so much enthusiasm. The people in PDP are celebrating Atiku leaving the PDP. It was not supposed to be so. If Atiku is so popular, if Atiku is so prominent, they would have felt his departure. But many people are celebrating him leaving the PDP. It shows how destructive Atiku is. He called himself the unifier, But indeed, he is the destroyer. Instead of regretting the fact that Atiku Abubakar left the PDP is going behind to beg Mr. Peter Obi to come back to the PDP so they can give him the presidential ticket, whether they mean it or not. But that shows that they do not care about Atiku, and they have long waited for him to leave the PDP. Listen to what the Deputy Publicity Secretary of the PDP has to say about Atiku leaving the PDP and why they need Mr. Peter Obi back in the PDP.
Atiku Abubakar will be doing it the 4th time now. And if he said the other previous instances were not as justified as this present one, then it leaves much to be desired in his commitment to the party. But suffice to say, PDP is moving on. We are beginning to get our house together. If only you know the number of persons that are calling to congratulate the PDP for his exit, because a lot of persons who all along wanted to identify with the PDP, but were apprehensive of his involvement, for the simple reason that as long as he remains within the party, all the times he will get the ticket. It doesn't matter if the zoning favors the north. And a lot of persons are now calling across the strata, saying that now you people seem to be getting it right, and by the grace of God, you will cross the bridge for the first time. Since those of them who kept constituting clog on the wheel of the progress for running the party are giving way. So we bid him farewell, let him go and try somewhere else. I only pray he will not fail in his promise by coming back after the so-called coalition, hit the rocks, which is going to be the case ultimately.
You mentioned that you were cautioning Peter Obi to be careful about the coalition. I mean, there have been rumors going around that the PDP is trying to woo him back. Is that a fact?
Yes, it's our product. We want to get him back indeed, because he's a very, very, great capital for any political party. The truth of the matter, if he had not gone the way he did in the last, dispensation and proved that mettle to be able to generate over 6 million, in spite of the rigging and the frustration of his chances in many of the states, Peter Obi is truly a political capital, no doubt about it. And every political party that will have the opportunity of getting him, it will be to their advantage. And certainly PDP is not losing that effort. We are also making that effort in the belief that in the fullness of time we might get him, and it will add more to the chances of PDP.
Now this goes to show you that Atiku Abubakar is not the big masquerade that he thinks he is. It shows you that he doesn't have the charisma, he doesn't have the reach, the popularity to win the presidential election in Nigeria. If he does have the reach and popularity to win a presidential election in Nigeria, the PDP would have done everything possible to ensure he doesn't leave the PDP. So it is evident that the formation of this ADC-led coalition was because of Mr. Peter Obi. Peter Obi proved every political leaders in this country wrong in 2023 presidential election. They thought he was a nobody. They thought he was just a trader from the southeast. They did not give him any chance. He was insulted, he was ridiculed. They said he will come a distant third with nothing but less than 1 million votes. But Mr. Peter Obi, having just 6 months to prepare for the election, galvanized Nigerian youth across the country. And he was allocated 6 million votes despite all the rigging and the voter suppression against him. That 2023 presidential election proved one thing: Mr. Peter Obi is an asset. And any party in Nigeria will be blessed to have Mr. Peter Obi. When it comes to coalition, it is all about discussion. You put your best foot forward. In 2015, when APC wanted to displace Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, they did not go around looking for who has the highest money. They went around looking for who has the highest vote. That was why they settled for a perennial retired loser in President Muhammadu Buhari. We're talking about someone that secured 12 million block vote in the 2011 presidential election. Atiku Abubakar was equally in that same coalition, and he contested the primaries with President Muhammadu Buhari, but he was defeated. He came third in that primary. So this same coalition is akin to what we experienced prior to the 2015 presidential election. Mr. Peter Obi now has the bargaining chip and the bargaining power at his disposal. And again, the power rotation formula favors him. He has told them that he's going to rule for 4 years in a single term, after which power will return back to the north. And Atiku Abubakar is aware of that. Atiku Abubakar knows that age is not on his side. He equally knows that he does not even have the reach and the popularity. That is the reason why he is fighting tooth and nails to ensure that Mr. Peter Obi fully commit himself to the ADC, contest the primary, then Atiku Abubakar will bamboozle everybody with his dollar, and Mr. Peter Obi will not have any other option to leave the ADC but to submit to become Atiku Abubakar vice presidential candidate. But Mr. Peter Obi is one step ahead of every one of them. He already has his strategy, That is the reason why he did not fully commit to the ADC. He hasn't left the Labour Party. He said he is supporting the ADC, but he's still a bona fide member of the Labour Party. Maybe you're not aware. The National Executive Council of the Labour Party has confirmed Nenadi Usman as the caretaker chairperson of the Labour Party. Remember, the stakeholders in the Labour Party appointed Nenadi Usman and 20 others to oversee the affairs of the Labour Party last year, July, in Umuahia. But the whole of this was subject to court litigation, of which the Supreme Court has given the final say to that. So what it means is that Labour Party structure has now been delivered to Mr. Peter Obi. Now, Mr. Peter Obi now has a full bargaining chip, meaning if APC fails to zone the party ticket to the south, or if they fail to give him the party ticket, he will contest the presidential election under Labour Party. You and I all know that Mr. Peter Obi won the 2023 presidential election. But the reason why he's not the president today is because of so many factors. But one of those factors is something that he knows he can fix, and that is the issue of party agents. In 2023, the Labour Party agents were not fully represented in all of the states in Nigeria because the former chairman Julius Abure sat on the budget that was meant for the Labour Party agent. But that will definitely be fixed ahead of the 2027 presidential election. And that will give Labour Party the leverage to secure her vote, because Labour Party votes were fully stolen during the last election. And again, PDP is speaking to Mr. Peter Obi to join the PDP and become their presidential candidate. So Mr. Peter Obi has several options ahead of him. So if the ADC is fully committed to displacing Bola Ahmed Tinubu off in 2027, they need to make Mr. Peter Obi the presidential candidate. But it is obvious that it is not their intention to give the ticket to Mr. Peter Obi. Their intention is to conduct a false primaries, which they are all aware will be dollarized. A primary that Atiku Abubakar will muzzle everyone in that primary and secure the party ticket. That is what he has been doing. He did it in 2019 in PDP, did the same thing in 2023 in PDP, which led to the rift between him and Nyesom Wike, and is expected to do the same thing in 2027 in ADC. Mr. Peter Obi fully understands this, and that is the reason why he is not going to contest any primary with Atiku Abubakar. Now they are releasing statements from left, right, center to trap Mr. Peter Obi in the ADC. Look at Kenneth Okonkwo. He granted an interview saying anybody that needs to become the presidential candidate should be willing to outspend every other person in the primary. The facts remain that Atiku Abubakar's scheme has been revealed. He exposes himself so soon, and Mr. Peter Obi will not fall into that trap. To correct their statement, should Mr. Peter Obi leave the ADC will be dead, not the career of Mr. Peter Obi. The reason why the ADC has some little momentum today is because of the presence of Mr. Peter Obi. It's because of the presence of the obedience movement. The moment Mr. Peter Obi stepped out of that ADC, all of that enthusiasm, all of that fanfare, all of that expectation of the ADC will die a natural death. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.